Welcome to the Do It Boys episode number 5. We got some lovely people today and we can't wait to get started. Let's get right into it. We got a lovely Wayne at the bottom.
What's going on, guys? Episode number 5. Let's get it. Who let us cook?
I don't know who. And we got Nathan, aka NK S Productions.
Wow.
Almost screwed that up.
You almost butchered it. Hey, it wouldn't be the first time that name's been butchered. But what's up, everybody, in Do It Boys Nation?
We got the Mountain Dew. We got the wonderful Monster Jam cups. We are ready to get started. Do we have any snacks? Let's start this off early. There's Wayne with the wonderful cookies that we've been waiting on for an hour and a half.
I have cake.
Cake.
Santa Claus.
I got meds and water. We're good.
Meds and water? That don't sound good.
No.
Just clarify it's for sickness.
Yes. All righty, Wayne. What are we going to talk about today?
Oh, well, welcome, guys. So we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the first events of the year. I went to San Francisco. Nathan, you went to another show, but it was awesome. There were 2 shows in San Francisco, and Bari Musauer absolutely threw it down. He took your overall event championship day number 1, but Camden Murphy absolutely dominated the day number 2. However, he did not. Well, it was an incredible weekend for Bari Musauer. He overall show number 1 in San Francisco, but show number 2, Camden Murphy came out of nowhere. He had a few issues the first day with all of the mud and different things going on, and he was able to take the overall event championship day number 2. Nathan, you had an awesome time with Mark Hall and Kurt Kramer. Why don't you tell the people where you were?
Yeah, we went on our first event of Arena Championship Series East, Florence, South Carolina. It was a really good time. It was a 6-truck show, so it was not a points event, which was actually beneficial to everybody, not just our team. Went into the weekend, and we started out the weekend real good, started out the season real good, put both Rams on the pod for the final, and we always love seeing that. And then show 1, we had Mark and Kurt both did great 2-wheel skills hits. Mark unfortunately rolled in donuts, which is very rare. Probably just factor of the dirt and the new Gen 4 BKTs, along with the new EFI that everybody in Feld Monster Jam are having to run. So battled that a little bit throughout the weekend. Not gonna go into specifics just because team stuff, but just fighting the EFI just a little bit. We're not having too many issues, but the little gremlins are there, but we're slowly and surely working them out. We got awesome guys on our team, Corey Maroka and Bryson Duro. They are working nonstop, just trying to get those trucks dialed in so we can have some mad fast trucks. And they were mad fast. You could tell every time they made a pass around the track, the trucks just seemed faster.
Yeah. And there was a video done for Kohler and a few of the other people that was put on YouTube. And you brought up a great point. This is a new technology that all of these independent teams are having to install into their trucks. It's good to hear you talk about it because I was in San Francisco and Team Scream was still having issues with theirs, but they have a different brand. Monster Jam has, I believe, Holly, and then Fuel Tech for the Kohlers and everybody else. I'm not sure what you guys run, Nathan, but can you explain to fans what goes into something like that, all the programming you have to do?
So essentially what it is with this, so like you said, Wayne, there are 2 different variations of EFI. If people don't know what EFI is, it stands for electronic fuel injection. So for the longest time, especially for our team, we're used to doing it the mechanical way. And that's like there's a little capsule that goes in the motor. It's called a pill. It changes like air density and whatnot going into the motor. You can adjust your butterflies in the blower hat. And the EFI makes it to where you can program all that. You can program how much fuel you want to go in the motor, what RPM you want the motor to run at. We're able to change and set our idle So whenever you see the trucks fire up and just sitting there, the amount of idle that they have, we're able to program that all through a computer. Like Mark Hull says in his interviews, like over this last weekend, he even stated that if you told Mark 30 years ago we'd be tuning monster trucks with a computer, he never would have believed you. But like you said, 2 different versions. We run Holley EFI mainly for the fact of parts are fairly common to get a hold of, and as well as everybody in Monster Jam, all the Monster Jam trucks and their trailers and stuff carry EFI stuff. So if we had a problem or if something broke on ours, luckily they would probably have a spare. Now, the other guys like Ryan Disharoon with Shaker, John Gordon Bad Company, the Garners, and Kohler, they're all running Fuel Tech. So that is a different brand, same concept, but different parts slightly. So they are running just slightly different stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of it goes into just like the tuning of everything on the computer and whatnot. Different elevations can play a factor into it, and just the overall air quality and the density in the air, which is what we notice with our idle is our trucks are doing something called icing up on the hat. So that the hat would get the injector hat would get cold with all the fuel running through it, and it would get really cold and start icing itself up. But
does that tend to be a problem usually with this?
Not really. It more or less just kind of depends on, like I said, on the weather. Like if it's somewhere where it's like cooler, it's gonna ice up a little bit quicker because it's cool. Like say you got the hot motor that's putting cool fuel through it. So, but it's not normally an issue. It's just kind of hit or miss if it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were talking to Kohler TJ, and he was telling us about his new setup and how incredible it was.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that Team Scream had a lot more horsepower than usual?
Yes, sir. I can't wait for this year. This is gonna be a Team Scream year. Since we should move on and talk about that, which is gonna lead into the San Francisco show that me and Wayne were just at over this past weekend. He was talking about it earlier about Barry Wassauer winning the first day and Kendall Murphy winning the second day overalls. Barry did win freestyle on the second day, and the first day, even though it was a mud fest, rain, so cold in California, you would not think it would be cold in California, but it was. I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were talking. Jim was talking to us about the fuel injection, all that stuff, and that he's like, oh, Monster Jam had made it the rule they have to have all the trucks have it. Then they backed off on that rule to say half of them have to have it. So for Jim's team, they have 3/4 of it. Is what I know so far. But yeah, Jim won round 1, went to round 2, had to race on the first day. It was Joe, right? He had to race Joe in the Ultra Loco.
And Joe took the win.
Joe took the win. They shut Jim off. Jim was mad. So they got that situated. They figured out why. And the rule where if you hit the wall, you're done, that's going to be new. I mean, that is obviously new. They were trying to do that last year. Now it's a guarantee. And that's going to be different, along with the other rule that they added where if they don't go past a full minute, they get deducted a full point, which I kind of like for the company trucks. That makes the independents have to run a little bit more safe to make it to that. And of course, every other driver has to do that. So I'm in offense of that rule. But so far, more company trucks have gotten caught with these new rules, even though it was the first weekend. So I just can't wait to see how this second week goes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and Ryan had a bad break with that. He was in the skills competition, day number 2, and he was going for a bicycle. Unfortunately, got too close to the barrier, tried to get out of it and brake, but he got his tire on the barrier a little bit, barely moved it, but that is a big enforced rule. I mean, it happened overseas as well. Blake Granger last year hit the barrier. It was in Melbourne, and it was show number 2. And he had just tapped the barrier and he was having a killer run, and they realized that's a part of the rule book, so they had to shut him off. And it looks like they're really holding to that rule this year. So we'll see how that affects everybody, but it's going to be a big factor. It's going to see top dogs getting their scores deducted or even not getting a score because of this big rule. And it will play out later into the season if they're not careful. So we'll see. Don't be a wall tapper.
Also, the first day, because since it was 2 days for San Diego, and not San Diego, San Francisco. Sorry.
San Francisco.
Ryan did the Tom Mentz move, the moonwalk off of the back foot ramp.
They did that day one.
Yeah, day one. He tried to do it and he slipped in the mud, so it went straight back down, and that was his second hit. So he did again for a third hit, and they disqualified him for that too. So these are new rules that haven't really, I mean, they've been around, I guess, this year. And
But they're being enforced more.
But they're being enforced more, yeah. And if during the mud they were getting shut off, that's a little, gotta give a little bit lenient when the conditions are not 100% like the first day was. I know Jim got shut off early because they figured he was going to hit the wall, and he went wide on the one turn in racing against Joe, and they shut him off before he hit the wall, and which made him hit the wall. So because he was full throttle on it, trying to get a better run off the turn,
right?
Going to hit the wall if they didn't shut him off. So what's next, Wayne?
Oh well, our next topic, I guess, since we'll get into it. We can talk about, let's see, what did TJ write down here?
Oh, I didn't even I said it to you.
Yes, you did. We got the schedule talk. What's that mean?
Oh, yes. So our schedules and then Monster Jam schedules. Okay. I know we kind of talked about Monster Jam schedules a little bit and a couple talks that we had before, but for like the ones that surprise us or that we want to see, bring up a little bit.
Well, a few new ones. I know one big one coming up is going to be the Alabama Stadium show. That is something to look forward to. I don't know if you're going, TJ, but I'm definitely wanting to go to that.
When that is.
That is pulling it up right now. Birmingham, Alabama, Protective Stadium, March 23rd, and that will be having Tom Mentz's tour. And it's just a one-day show, pit party at 1:30, showtime at 6. I'm really looking forward to that one. It's really exciting. It's going to be an awesome lineup. This stadium tour really threw down this first weekend, and I'm excited. I don't know if I accidentally said Tom Mentz's tour because I saw Adam, and I'm used to last year, but it is actually Ryan and Adam's tour.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. That's a cool venue. Looking forward to Birmingham in England. That's going to have the new Monster Gone. And speaking of Monster Gone, we've been seeing some new things into the track styles. Me and Nathan were talking a little bit about this before. Nathan, instead of using the wood logs that they have been using, they replaced it with a new piping. And you got to see it firsthand. So why don't you tell the people about it?
Yeah, so essentially what they did is whenever we go into the shows, we have our pre-show kind of like you get the teams there and they have a staff meeting and kind of go over what's going to happen for the weekend. They told us that now the log ride on the pod is now replaced, instead of it being wooden logs on that side, they've taken the same style piping that they use for the single log and they put it on the multi-log log ride. So they're now more of like a stout PVC style pipe. And let me just tell you, there is a lot more pop off of those. Like everybody that hit them was just straight sending it in the air. Mark was doing he was doing his classic reverse popper off of them. And both times I saw him do it, it reared up and stood on the wheelie bar on an angle, to the point where we thought, oh boy, there go the brand new Ram heads. We're like, oh, don't fall over, Mark. We just painted those new Ram heads. But luckily, she sat back down. It was good. But and even just in the guys thinking for like the two wheel of like just going to like, the thing I'm looking forward to this weekend is I want to see how Cody does this walking wheelie across the pod with that. Like, I think that's going to be perfect.
Yeah, and it's the perfect obstacle, it sounds like you said, to brake right before you get there, do the Cody special, and gas it up.
Yeah,
Ride out a beautiful wheelie.
yeah, and I would not. Now, I'm pretty sure someone does it. They're probably gonna get shut off and scalded. But with how stout it is, if someone brake checks it at the right time, I could see that becoming the next like 8-pack flip. I could see that. I could see that becoming an 8-pack.
Don't snitch.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying if someone wanted to do it, then
It's possible.
It is. I could see it being possible with just how stout it is,
Yeah.
and that could almost be the new thing of like whenever you don't have an 8-pack, but when you don't have an 8-pack in an arena, technically it's a no backflip arena, so you're gonna get scolded if you do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can
Just
understand.
got to keep it hush hush.
Yeah. Don't tell Weston; he'll try it.
Oh, he will.
Don't
100%.
tell him. He basically did half a mini flip in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He basically did a front
Yeah.
flip, or I think, front flip in Baltimore.
It was
end
absurd.
of the
Yeah.
year.
Oh, yeah. That one was crazy too. Yeah. There's
That's why
been
he
some
ended up
wild
winning.
moments from Weston. He's a nut.
He is.
Yeah. So we have the JCB monster truck that was recently announced. We talked about it last episode, but since we've been talking about it a little more before the episode, if you guys wanted to expand, Nathan, I know you are super hyped for it. It's one of your favorites. What are your thoughts on it?
I love the idea. Like, when I saw the new JCB Digatron truck, I thought it's a great concept. I love it. I am very excited to see it debut. Unfortunately, I probably am not going to get to see it until LA, which bummer, but I do know when they bring it to LA, it's going to have a fresh body on it. So that's going to be good. But I love the idea of it. I love the concept. I think it's going to look sweet with all of the LEDs I've seen that I think they're just going to have on it. It just looks like a great concept. I think the JCB deal is going to go really well with it. And I hope we see, I'll say, I know with Tristan making such a name in Earthshaker, I hope Earthshaker stays around and doesn't go away because of JCB Digatron being added to the Monster Jam fleet. And, but I'm super excited to see it run. I'm super excited to see Tristan drive it. You know, me and Tristan are great friends. I was on tour with him last year, got to be really good friends, and I'm looking forward to everything that he's going to do with that truck. And I'm looking forward to him digging it up in 2024.
Dig her up, brother. What do you think, TJ?
I like it. I now notice they're calling racing I forget.
Yeah, the JCB racing.
Yes,
competition.
JCC. I knew
JCB
it was
racing, yeah.
JC something.
We got to
yeah.
do something to try and get them to be a Monster Jam. I mean, that's a big sponsor. So for them to have
Yep.
their own truck, have their own advertising everywhere, it's probably a part of the money deal,
Yeah.
you know?
It definitely
Yeah.
is.
And as well, they've even when they were setting up Pit Party on Saturday there at Florence, they've even, next time you guys go to an arena show, or even like, I don't know if they have like the sand pit set up at the show, at the stadium shows anymore, but like at the
Oh.
arenas, they have like those crates that have like the sand in
Mhm.
them. They actually have like now what they're calling the JCB dig zone. So that's now its own, like the play area for the kids where the sand stuff is now the JCB dig zone. So that's cool. I really like that. And
I did not see that at San Francisco.
No, I didn't see that
but
either. Saw a lot of
yeah,
rain.
Yeah.
and a flying son of a digger tent.
I was just about to mention that. That's got to be a part of the episode. During
Yeah,
San
have that.
Francisco Pit Party, I was able to capture it on video. TJ could add it. We had a flyaway tent, and I didn't even catch the beginning. The beginning was the best, but then it
Mhm.
kept flying away. People eventually caught it. It did not get to escape the venue, unfortunately. It was just like the El Paso Porta Potty that decided to make
Yeah.
intros. That was insane.
Speaking of that, we also got to talk about something also about that show was Adams catching on fire right after he won racing.
Yeah, that was pretty intense, and tech officials were able to put him out, and he was able to come out for freestyles, so that was really wild. Nathan, you work on the monster truck, so what did you think seeing that? Did you think that was possible to fix up?
It was definitely possible to fix up. The big thing that I kind of want to address, this is just me. I know a lot of people are kind of saying, you know, the techs took a bit to get there. There's a lot of factors in what happened. You know, one, Bari was flipped over on the other side of the stadium. So they had the rocks or Jeep and all that over there attending to him. Another thing people need to realize, That was a methanol fire. What happens with a methanol fire is when it first ignites, it's clear. So Adam he didn't realize it until he saw the smoke starting to come out into the cab. And because it takes methanol a second to actually, like, if it ignites, it takes a second to actually the flames start to be visible. It's going to burn clear at first and then become visible. So, but I'm glad to see that Adam was all right, truck was all right. The officials got on it to get it out. And the thing that caught me a little bit was like it took Ryan Anderson and Colt Stevens jumping out of their trucks and like motioning like, hey, they're like, this needs to be addressed. Which, I mean, again, I'll say this. I'm not a Monster Jam tech official. I don't work for Monster Jam. I can't completely say about the logistics of what all happened. I can only give like my side of what I saw. And I'm not saying that any officials or anybody did anything they shouldn't have. I'm just saying that, it's a methanol fire. It did what it did. The officials got to it as quickly as they could. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time they've been to San Francisco, right?
So they went back in 2007.
Yeah,
so
it's been
this
10
was
years.
their
Okay,
return.
so it's been a little over 10 years. So it could have just been the way they had their tech guys laid out in the stadium. Again, don't know, wasn't there, so I really can't comment too much.
Also, it's a baseball field too.
That too. But yes.
The guy on our side, which was first base area, that guy ran all the way over there to put out the fire. I don't know where the other guy was in the outfield over there near the third base area or the foul area. But yeah, you're right. Barry was near home
Home
third
plate.
base, home plate.
No, home plate. Yeah.
Okay, home plate, yeah, and getting flipped back over, yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I mean, everybody's probably focused on Bari, and Adam parked it, after racing, and it took a few seconds before they realized the fire was going on, like Nathan said.
Yeah.
So I think they had an appropriate response. There's a lot of factors into it, big field, and all the focus was on Bari because he flipped about, at least half a minute before that happened. So glad he's okay. Adam made it out plenty of time. He had a good amount of time before the fire got crazy.
He even turned the fuel off.
That's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that matters. So.
Didn't necessarily like you saw him run back and he himself turned off the power to where it's gonna. And what people might not realize is when that power's killed, it kills the fuel flow. So that was helping subdue the fire as well. Whenever you kill that switch in the rear.
Yep. That was wild. So
it was great. I'm just glad Adam got out. Like everything was realized. Like, oh crap, there's fire behind me. Like, and you saw like when he started really throwing those belts off, was when you saw those first flames go on the. And like I think it was your video, Wayne, or it was either you or was Reagan there with you too? Or
Truckload was there.
Okay, I think
it was Reels was there.
Let's say I think it was Reagan's video because I remember he had the direct view like across Adam's helmet in the truck. You saw him go on what would have been the driver's side of him was where those flames first started. And that's when you saw like the belts really quickly shoot off of his shoulders and hop out.
He didn't get a haircut.
Oh no.
No.
He had both his eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like in the video.
But yeah, just glad he was all right. Glad he was able to come back and finish up the show. And everything's mechanically good.
To get out of some heated topics, let's go ahead and talk about what's coming up. We got 5 Monster Jam shows. We got, let's pull it up here, Tacoma, Washington, Greensboro, North Carolina, San Diego, California, Kansas City, Montana, and San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio.
We got a lot of stuff going on. Pretty excited. I'm going to be attending the Toughest Monster Truck Tour in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, Friday, and then flying over to San Antonio to meet Big Bird and the family. And then I might even be a nut and fly down to Naples Sunday.
He's not that big of a nut.
The All-Star Monster Truck Tour at a historic venue. And they do the Sippy Hole jump, which is insane. And last year, one of the trucks lost 2 tires after it landed. Montana.
One of the Robbins brothers. I think
it wasn't Montana. So I
think it was Crazy Train. It was Crazy Train.
Yes, it was Crazy Train. Yep.
Yep, that's exactly right. And it was insane. So I've always wanted to go there. Always falls on a show weekend. So we'll see what I got going on. Nathan, what do you got going on?
We have got Greensboro, North Carolina. So that is going to be, like I said earlier, it's going to be our first points show of the series. So it's when it's going to be a lot of getting us going and kicking everything into gear. We've got Kurt Kramer, Rammunition, Mark Hall, Raminator, Cody Saucier, Dragon, getting into his first event for the season, as well as Angelina Knock in Megalodon, making her first appearance for the 2024 season. Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, Zach Garner, Wildside, and Chad Tingler in the new Red Overboard, or at least what's left of it after he rolled it over in freestyle in Florence.
TJ, what do you got going on this weekend?
Well, we're as Wayne said earlier, we're gonna go to San Antonio. Besides that, that's all I'm going for this weekend. And we're actually flying in a couple hours. This will not be this will be posted later. We're flying a couple hours to go to San Antonio, Texas.
It's the
I
monster
can't wait.
truck mom, Lisa. Lisa.
She walked
Oh,
away already.
And you're flying from Indianapolis to there.
Yeah.
Any reason in particular?
Well, I did want to go say hi to one of my friends. Unfortunately, I've been sick, so I have not been able to go say hi to anyone. We went for one of our parts show for our motorhome business. That's what we were invited to. They think they paid for us to fly or something. They did. It was some kind of deal. But yeah, and then so my dad was there at the parts show. Dealing with all that stuff. He didn't buy anything, so we're good.
Did you find any big blocks? Any 454 big blocks? Any small
Nope.
blocks?
No, I don't know. I didn't go see
Magnaflows?
the area, so I don't know what they had.
No Magnaflows for my dad.
No, sorry.
Ah, dang it.
A lot of hitches and stuff like that.
Cool.
Which was, yeah.
Nathan, I gotta ask you.
All
You're
right.
gonna be up that tour all season, and I know you're working for Mark and Kurt, but I want to know, what are your predictions for your tour?
Oh, predictions for the tour. Honestly, I could see it going any number of ways, because you've got the hard hitters, like you've got Kristen, who she is a former series champion. I could see her winning. I can see her winning, or I can see anybody taking the title this year, honestly, because everybody, like even they said, EFI is going to even the field a little closer to everybody kind of having an idea of like being close in the aspects of running. But it's a little early. Like we haven't even started points yet. We started this weekend, so
Right.
I might have to get back to you on that one. But I
Okay.
think it's going to be a very close run tour. I think it's going to be one of the closest tours of the season because
we'll ask you in a few weeks for the full predictions.
Yeah,
I'll ask you now instead. Who do you think is going to be the series champ? Or if it's between two people, let me know.
If I had to narrow it down to who the series champ is going to be, I'm going to have to say three-way deal at the end of the season. It's going to be Armando, Kristen, or Cody. So I can see any of those three taking it, honestly. It'd be cool to see Kristen because, be her second ever series championship. I don't know if I don't think he's ever won a series championship. So that would be cool to see him get his first, as well as Cody get his first, like, series championships ever since they went to the new, series deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, good predictions. Mine were the same for some other people that asked me. And I'm pretty excited to see that tour. I think it's one of the cooler arena tours. But obviously, each one of the arena tours have great competition. Getting into some other stuff, TJ, do you have any topics you wanted to bring up?
I can talk about points for the one we just went to in San Francisco. I have that listed next to me. I can talk about Weston's tour, being Weston Anderson, Gravedigger, Brandon Mahan, and I'm going to screw these names up so badly. Scooby-Doo, Jamie Sullivan in Monster Dalmatian, Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco,
Doing
Alex
good.
Barden in
Doing
Stone
good.
Crusher, Frank Kreml in Zombie. That's a funny one. Um, the brother and sister of the group, Brandon and Michaela.
Telechka.
Thank you.
Aha!
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
That's funny. What do you
I'm not
think?
gonna just get it done. I think besides the Kristen's tour, I think this one is a pretty good one too. Obviously you got Weston Harrison. He's gonna probably win the whole thing again. I mean, I don't. I see a couple of challenges. I do see Jamie Sullivan going to probably have a good year, just because of the All-Star event and getting more used to the truck and these arenas.
She's good.
Yeah, she is definitely going to be going for Rookie of the Year. I would assume she would qualify for that this year again. I think they do a 2-3 year thing.
It's either one or two. Because I think it's just one. I think it's only one, just because technically your first season is your rookie season. So at least that's what I remember from the awards banquet deal last year.
Okay.
So, I believe it's just 1 year. So she would unfortunately not be eligible for Rookie of the Year unless it's changed. You don't know. Rising Star. I could see that.
Yeah. So points obviously are going to be tight. I don't know if I can see Jamie Sullivan winning it, but for a Rising Star and making it tough for everyone else, I do see Brand having a good year also. I think he took overall one of the shows this week or last weekend. I don't remember which one it was though. I know Weston won one or two. I think it's I'm sorry. I think it's Weston first, and then Brandon, and then I don't know if it's Jamie or Brianna, but I think that's what the points look like so far. Wayne, what you got?
I'm just letting you thrive. Well, I just wanted to mention that Jamie Sullivan was only a few points off of Weston Anderson, so they're definitely going to be top-notch competitors this year. I wanted to talk about the upcoming shows. San Antonio is going to be a cool one, but I think San Diego is going to be a very cool show. Last year it was a mud show. We went to Anaheim TJ, and at the same weekend, San Diego was getting crazy rain, and a little part of me wishes I went to San Diego, because I don't think I'll ever see a mud show that is that insane. I think that's one of the only venues you're going to see something that crazy, probably because of the drainage or something. But the mud was literally this high. It was literally probably 2-3 feet high, and someone told me that they had to literally go into the showers with their fire suits on and just scrape the mud off of them. So I'm excited to see how that show is going to be this year. There's a few weekends of those, and yeah, that's like all of the big news. Basically, it's not much more to cover. But Nathan, I wanted to see your trucks collection.
Let's see what new stuff.
You got a little bit of stuff for the people. Why don't you show them?
Yeah. So was able to go out actually today during after work, and I found the new series of 2-packs out. So El Toro Loco and Monster Mutt bought a couple extra of these for the retro tires, because I know a lot of people know, if they know me and follow the page, they know I love my retro tires. I love doing retro old school stuff, and these are good for them.
Sweet.
Then you got the concept pickup Bakugan and regular Dragonoid. So that's awesome. Got another one. So look forward to doing a custom, which maybe be getting, for anybody out there that knows and has watched the page and have seen that I have not been posting any new customs in a while. Just know it's because I did 14 trucks last year for the World Finals, and that kind of burnt me out on customs. But I've been getting the itch of picking up a paintbrush again, so you never know. LA might be getting more than 14 customs coming down their way.
Uh-huh.
Then have the 2-pack Gravediggers, which I thought was cool because we finally get the old gray and blue primer, which I actually already cracked open my other one, and I had to swap it to some retros. So I think that turned out
Looks
very
fire.
good. Looks very good. That one I bought another one because I am doing a black chassis variation because tribute to Tony Farrell. And then finally, the one everybody's after because that orange Bad Company thing is awesome.
Dang, that looks awesome.
So that's sweet. I can't wait to do a custom of that. But if you guys want to throw one more topic into the mix that I know we haven't talked about yet, why don't we go over the newly revealed trucks that were shown off last week? What do you guys say? What do we talk about them?
Let's
I
cook,
like that.
Nathan.
So
Lead us into it.
So, where do we want to start? Let's start out with the new trucks that debuted down at the All-Star Monster Truck Tour. John Zimmer Jr. and Sr. both bring out brand new trucks. The brand new, freshly built concussion chassis, terminal velocity. Absolutely phenomenal looking piece. I love how they were able to make it look as close to the Garner's chassis as they could with it still being updated to newest parts and the newest updated chassis. And as well as John Zimmer Sr. debuting the brand new Uproar. That thing looks sweet. The AOP rims on that thing look awesome. The colors pop. And it being on a PEI chassis is very, very interesting. That's very cool to see them with a PEI chassis.
Yeah, I really love Uproar. I think it's such a vivid looking truck. And it's nice to see John Zimmer Sr. driving again. I know Jr. was throwing it down. He almost basically was a World Finals champ. He was one away, but Tyler was able to take it away from him.
Right.
And
For the skills.
I think they're going to do great after a few weeks of dialing in their equipment. Brooksville is basically a hometown show for me. It's only 32 minutes away, and I decided to go to San Francisco. Oh, wow, that makes a lot of sense. But it was a new venue, and I wanted to do it. But those are beautiful trucks, Nathan, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you bring this up because the equipment that they were able to make is beautiful. I love it, and it seems like somebody still has Joe Sylvester's old truck.
Oh, yeah, they still do. They still got Joey's truck, as well as the fact that it is actually now a display truck for the All-Star Monster Truck Tour, which I think, if I remember the name, I think it's literally just either branded as the All-Star Monster Truck Tour with a body, or it's American Made Monster or something, or American Monster.
It had the American something at Brooksville.
American something. I can't remember exactly what the name was off the top of my head, but yeah, that's nice to see that they still have that chassis, as that's kind of a backup chassis in case something goes wrong with one of the other two. They've got that truck. And then what else did we have debut that week? Oh yeah, we had the two new trucks out of Sinistar Motorsports.
Ooh.
Colossus, driven by Elliot Miller, and Athena. I can't remember her last name off the top of my head, but Athena debuting the original name that has been in hiatus for about 15 years, Little Miss Dangerous. So happy to see that name back. That truck, I remember seeing that truck when I was a kid. When I was a little kid, going and seeing the original Jocelyn Perrin, Little Miss Dangerous, the old yellow and pink Willys body with the yellow chassis, which later became Little Miss Dangerous High Maintenance. I've always been a fan of the parents. It's awesome to see the Little Miss Dangerous name back. I think the wraps on both Little Miss Dangerous and Colossus both look absolutely phenomenal. Love the look of both of them. They're absolutely incredible, especially just the Little Miss Dangerous. Like I say, that Little Miss Dangerous truck is going to hold a special place to me just because it's an OG name that I grew up with, and it's back on the circuit.
Right. And for all those that don't know, this is the new driver with the older driver. Not old in any way. But,
yeah, the original driver.
The original driver.
Yep. So that is Athena on next to the truck, and next to her is Jocelyn Perrin, the original, the OG Little Miss Dangerous driver.
Here's Elliot Miller with his truck.
Yes, Colossus. Now, actually, Colossus is running on the. Yes, indeed. Colossus running on the Reckless Driving chassis, which originally was Vendetta, and Little Miss Dangerous is on the Sinistar chassis, which was originally Total Chaos from Brian Barthel. For
cool little
history that maybe some people don't know.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah. And then, oh gosh, what else did we have debut
There
last
was a
week? I'm
lot
trying
of
to-
trucks that
There's a
debuted.
lot of trucks. I'm having a hard time remembering
I
the other
go
ones.
to the Buddy Monster Truck Daily. I think he posted all
Yeah.
of them.
Oh yeah, then another truck that debuted for All Star Monster Truck Tour, the brand new C10 Playing Crazy. I was not
Yeah.
done by the one and only Ethan Saunders Dungeon Designs. Awesome looking wrap on
Oh.
that thing. So cool.
Here's another one. We had Zane Root
Oh
2
yes.
with his new truck Shredder. What do you think about that?
I think it's a very interesting concept with Shredder. I mean, it's very cool to see, and especially I was not expecting it to when they had the name Shredder. I thought they might be a little bit of an homage to like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles villain, but no, it is a straight idea that looks straight like Shredder out of the I think it was the 80s cartoon of TMNT. And me being, I grew up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was a big fan of it. I watched the originals. I don't know if I watched much of the 80s series, but I know I watched like the WB Kids, like the early 2000s Warner Brothers Kids series that they had on there. That was always a really big one for me, and it's awesome to see that truck. Very minimalistic in the body, which hopefully will minimize the amount of damage on rollovers, because we know as soon as Zane gets to track, that truck is probably not going to be as pretty as it is right now.
Yep.
Right?
So, but I like the concept. I think it looks cool. It's on TMS chassis, so for anybody out there that's a BeamNG fan, you might see it in the future along with JCB.
Sweet.
Be coming eventually. Remember what else? I was just thinking of the other truck. There was the new Stinger Unleashed, which is just kind of the it's literally the, and again, no offense to the twos, it's literally just the old Baja bedsides with the OBS cab and the trophy truck front end with the grill cut off.
It's cool.
So I mean, it's cool, but I mean, I hate to say it, it's kind of a rinse and repeat. I'm seeing a rinse and repeat deal with that body. I mean, but I mean, again, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I in the future, I would like to see, I'd like to see Stinger Unleashed on like the Overkill Evolution Ford body. I think that would actually look pretty sweet.
That'd be dope.
Like imagine that with like the Scorpion as like where the alien head is. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But I'm trying to think of what else debuted. I guess you could technically call it the 2024 debut of the Blue Ammunition. So, I mean, and that thing, that Hydro Blue, love it. I love that thing. That Hydro Blue Ammunition is sweet. Looks so good in the sunlight and under the arena lights.
I can't wait to see it.
Dude, it is a beautiful piece of work.
I'm excited.
Yeah. What else? God, what else? I know something. I know I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I can't remember. There was another truck that debuted.
How about the Joe Monster truck?
Joe
Mama.
Yeah.
Got him. I got him, fans.
Dang it. He got me.
Woo. Every time.
Yeah.
There is one more thing I did want to say. I believe I can trying to pull it up now, but I can't. Jamie Sullivan actually did take overall over the weekend.
Okay,
I
nice.
don't remember what show it was, but
Yeah.
also I did want to bring up something, and which will lead into something else real quick. I would love to talk about the point system so far for the West Stadium Tour. Obviously, Barry's first. 7 behind him is Camden Murphy, and then Adam is. Sorry, I'm reading my chicken scratch. 12 behind. Tied with Adam for third would be Chris Kohler, and then it's Ryan Anderson 15 behind, and Corey Rummel tied with him for fifth, round top 6.
Nice.
Okay.
And I happened to look at it. I can't believe I forgot this one because it's literally one of our trucks. Another one that debuted was the college football Raminator.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Yeah. If it's not gonna,
you have to send that to TJ.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send it to him. It's awesome. It's that wrap. Pictures don't do that wrap justice. It looks so good in person.
I bet it looks awesome.
It is so sweet.
I hope display.
Yeah, that was. You know what? I think I know why I forgot the other truck is because it looks so horrid. You don't even want to talk about it. Monster Wars T-Rex. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god. I don't even want to talk about that thing.
Controversy in the
Oh,
comments.
I'm sorry.
The people are going crazy, Nathan.
I'm sorry. For anybody that oh god.
Do we have a picture?
Oh god. Do you even want to see a pic?
Unfortunately, I do. I
Turn
thought
my
I
air
know this is what it looks
conditioning
like.
down while you
God,
look.
that thing looks so bad.
Oh,
What
it's a
in the world?
dinosaur.
Yeah, I'll send you the pictures, TJ, and then
Okay.
to put in the thing. But
I mean, green looks nice, but not that green.
oh god,
Ah.
I'm sorry. To the people that made it, cool, but at the same time,
It's not even the same green, Wayne.
it's like I look over to put my phone down. I look up and Wayne's just gone. He's off in the background.
Hello.
There he
You
is.
found a Kermit on the ground? You got
Of course.
scared?
Not a wild frog. Also, my outside lights are freaking out. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Everything's
speaking of
happening.
Kermit, I do have to say this, and this will be a good time to bring in the Tomcat's Meow back into the scene. Mr. Tomcat, hello.
We could interview him.
Would you like to step over here for 2 seconds and talk about the wonderful nugget? Oh,
Come on, Tom.
okay. Tell us about what you saw in San Antonio about this wonderful green frog.
Oh, his left arm going, awesome. And the lady next to me goes, there goes Kermit. I go, yeah, I know that guy.
You know that guy? You know that guy?
Hey, I know that frog. I saw him crash in a semi last
I
year.
know that frog.
Say that part again.
I know that
Helping out, assisting out in Kermit people.
Yes. Okay, thank you. That was all we needed from you. You're wonderful. That was Tomcat right there.
Wonderful. That is the video recorder of the regular podcast. And boy, he cooks.
When's
I-
Wayne going to next place?
Tomorrow, 2 days.
Hey, on
Okay.
Friday?
Go ahead, Wayne. Back to you, Wayne.
Hey, what's up, guys? Well, thank you. Shout out to David Olfert, the Too Tall, for taking the frog and repping him in San Francisco. It was epic. We had a great time. And the people loved it. The people love it. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Brings good luck. And now the Team Throttle has 2 frogs.
oh, so now Christian's got 2 of them hostage.
I'm sure Mike's gonna
Yes.
literally like choke it out. Dude. He's sick of seeing those things.
Mike
I'm
is
sorry, Mike.
I guarantee you, I could probably text Too Tall right now and be like, "How has Mike zip tied the second Kermit to the wall yet?" I wish.
Awkward.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Something we haven't talked about, this will be the final topic, and then we'll do our outros, is that you can vote for your favorite Max D scheme at monsterjam.com. And then there's some type of link that'll bring you to it. But they have, I think, over 6 schemes that you can vote for. And I believe they're going to be running all of these classic bodies, whatever's the top vote, every weekend or every few weekends. So make sure to check that out. Keep up with Monster Jam so you can vote your favorite Max D and see it, at a venue that you haven't seen it at before. So that's really cool. Excited to see that. I did not expect the poll system. So shout out to Feld and whoever decided to make that.
Yeah, that's
Max
cool
D Black on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
It's yellow, gold,
Oh, so it's all the real ones.
blackout 20th anniversary. I think the OG maximum destruction scheme's on there. I know the thing that surprised me, the LED scheme's on there. The
Oh,
Decade of Destruction spiked and the OG spiked. I think
the
and
LED
Nitro
OG.
and Nitro's on there too.
the Nitro
So,
one too. Okay.
What I hope they do, and I even pitched this at Tom last year, was they have to do the Reckless Max D body like that. If they don't do that at World Finals this year, I think a lot of people will be disappointed just because like that. What better way to kind of send Tom off on the horse of then all those different bodies somehow being put together. Even if you don't
Mhm.
have, like, I can see it being the spike body wrapped in LEDs with the different spike panels on it, and just like the different painted panels for the different Max Ds. Maybe even
I
That'd be
agree.
sick.
yeah,
100%.
That'd be dope.
and
You're
even
talking to one of Tom Ence's #1 fan, Big Bird Buddy KMA.
yeah,
So.
then
Absolutely.
and then I could honestly also see them doing like, I think it'd be cool if they like mishmashed all like the Max D faces on the sides. So like one side you'd have like the Nitro, the other side you have Blackout, one could have like the gold hand, the candy apple red hand. It's just like mishmashed it all up. I think that would be so cool.
That would be so great. Oh,
I'd be
man.
I'd be happy if they just run the classic one, like the split one, the classic Maximum Destruction, and then split to the modern day. I think just that would be cool. It's in BeamNG.
That would be cool. I think it'd be cool if they did like, because like you said, what they had at the Nashville pit party of like the 20th on the one side, the OG on the other side. What if you did it where you had the OG on one side and the spike body on the other? I mean, that would be cool, but I think that might also be a little bit too off throwing.
Probably.
But yeah, I hope we see a lot of those schemes run different events. Like, that'd be awesome. Like, even if it was a fact of like a 2-show weekend, they bring a trailer with the bodies in them, switch the bodies between shows. Like, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the only thing I think about that is then you would almost have to bring a whole trailer just of Max.
Just the bodies.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's
I'm kind of wondering how they're gonna do it. So I don't know if they're gonna
Yeah,
bring
if you
multiple
want.
bodies with them or what.
I could see them bringing multiple body, like especially if they bring like the LED in the OG body. You could put like the OG body on the LED body on top of it, and then without the faces, and then you put like the spike body on top of it. But then
Mhm.
that's gonna be a lot stacked up for you to see.
Yeah.
But
And not only is this really cool for the fans, but it's great for the company because they probably have all these old bodies, just like Monster Mutt Junkyard, where they were able to
Yes.
get rid of all of those old Monster Mutt bodies by
Mhm.
basically just making a junkyard dog, so it doesn't matter how ripped up it was.
All I gotta do is start auctioning these pieces of the bodies out. I mean, you see how much money they would make off of that too, if you think about it.
And
The
Big
faces.
Bird.
And you know what I bet's gonna happen is I bet it's gonna be a fact of when we come up to LA, a bunch of those Max D parts are probably gonna be in the little graveyard thing
auction,
for sale
yep.
in the auction. Like, not in the auction, just for sale. So
Yeah,
that means everybody bring your wallets. It's gonna be spending day.
Bring your wallets. It's time to jam.
I know Tomcat's ready. He's got that
Oh.
bloody bake rolling.
Yeah. I swear, I'm literally gonna look over and it's gonna be you and Tomcat are just gonna be carrying like 2 whole Max D bodies back with you.
That's what we did in Orlando. On
Yeah,
Mr.
my bad, half
Orlando, we
a
started
body.
taking fire and ice pieces back into the car. Or
Right.
Medicine, I think we had then. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
Bring the camper. Just bring the motor
Bring the
home.
camper.
Bring
Yeah,
the camper.
Bring the
Not
camper,
California.
Big Bird.
No.
Bring the camper and rent like a trailer on the back of it. You can just stuff as much crap in the back of that Max D crap in the back as you
Oh,
can.
for sure. For a
Monster Jam will
small
hold
amount
for-
of $5,000, you can take everything.
Monster Jam will hold most of that and just send it to one of us at one of the shows.
Right.
Well, I believe that's all the topics today. Excited for Tom Ence's retirement tour. It's sad to hear it, but I'm excited to see him throw it down this year. Everybody say your Mence prayers. He's going to cook this year. Any final thoughts from you guys? We'll start with you, TJ.
All righty. Well, this weekend, we got Tom Mentz starting off his tour. Going to be hot and ready to go. He ain't going to blow his edge of the first show. Like, I'm not jinxing it. I'm just saying it right now. It ain't going to be blowed unless he does it himself during freestyle. Hoping to see Tom Mentz moonwalk and hopefully some big air. It's going to be San Antonio. Can't wait to be there. Can't wait to get it started. The Do It Boys, we are almost at this 500 subscribers on YouTube, and we are giving away some stuff. So get ready, because we're going to hit this number, and we're giving away some flags throughout the whole 2023 season that we have packed up. I know it's last year's stuff. Sorry, should have gotten there quicker. So hopefully, and we're going to do a couple more for this year. I'm trying my best, going to make sure we get every single tour signed. sign a flag, and then also all sign on one flag too. Just trying to keep it planned. Got to get it ready.
Very good.
Go ahead,
Nathan,
Wayne.
what do you got for the people?
Just the fact that just final thoughts. Just I'm ready for the 2024 season, man. I'm ready to get this thing going. I'm ready for the point series kickoff this week. Looking forward to everything that's going to happen. Look forward to all the competitions going to happen. Tom's retirement tour, like you guys said, it's a bummer, but deep down, I think we all knew it was going to happen here eventually. Tom's getting up there at the point and time, and it's hard. It's gonna be very disappointing to see Tom go, but he's gonna go out in fashion.
God willing. Hopefully
Absolutely.
a blower belt or something doesn't fall off like Orlando 2021.
Thanks, Wayne. I did jinx him already, so it doesn't matter. So, Wayne, let's hear what your final thoughts are.
Final thoughts. Jimmy Creenan has no thoughts. No. No, I'm excited. Thank you for watching episode number 5. It was great to talk to all you beasts out there. You rock. And thank you for watching the Do It Boys. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And I'm looking forward to the year as well. Just started. This is going to be a crazy year. I've got some cool stuff planned. The Do It Boys has some really cool stuff planned. And Nathan does too. He's going to be cooking on this whole season.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get his hands dirty working on them trucks.
Gonna give us that inside knowledge.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's what the nice thing about it is, I can kind of be the inside guy and just kind of if you guys need that technological stuff thrown out, I kind of know. I know some aspects of it, so we know what we got.
And I love that all of the history about the chassis. I didn't know all of that about Sinistar and all of that, so it's cool to hear.
Yeah, I mean it's just kind of, I say, comes with being the super fan. So just kind of and following the knowledge and stuff. But I will say this real quick. I wouldn't know all that stuff without Dan Agosh. He is a monster truck buff. He knows all that stuff, and I kind of mooch a lot of that info off of him, which just throw out real quick, guys. Just make sure you go follow, and, I think it's MT Dan Agosh on Instagram. Follow Crush This Monster Truck Podcast. Look forward to all the new episodes he's doing. He just did a bunch of different RC episodes with a lot of like the SoCal RC group, and he's got a lot of cool stuff planning out this year. So keep your eyes out for Dan Agosh, making into his second calendar year driving Raminator. So really excited. I am very excited. I hope we get to go be at some of the events he's at, and just look forward to everything this year, man. I'm looking forward to the 2024 season. Looking forward to just everything that's coming this year. I'm looking forward to it.
I got a lot of respect for him. He's had many guests on his podcast, so excited to see what he has coming up next. And we've had some cool stuff. And I believe that's the wake-up music. You have awakened from your slumber. Thank you for listening to the Do It Boys ASMR. Well, I guess this is our outro song. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching episode number 5 of the Do It Boys. You can catch us on YouTube, Instagram, and one day Spotify and Apple. But thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you, and make sure to keep on doing. We'll see you for episode number 6.
Do it, boys.
Do it, boys.
Yeah.
Roggers.
Do.
Now it's time for some behind the scenes.
Tom, help me, Tom. Help me.
Does it look like he has something on his lips like
He's in Australia.
Oh, he's been
What do
seeing
you
the
mean?
girls.
Oh, my gosh.
He's in Australia.
What
Wayne, I didn't know you flew back to Australia.
Oh,
Fine, I'll get off the ceiling, Tom. Okay, let me get off the ceiling. Okay, I'm sorry. I got off the ceiling. I'm sorry. That was really uncalled for.
Ridiculous.
no, he's working.
Yeah, I mean,
He's working, yeah.
No, you can't be working.
He's not working. No, I didn't know.
Yeah, I will be.
He'll be in
Greensboro.
DC and Baltimore. He'll be working, but he'll be there.
You guys will see me. Definitely.
Oh, bye, Tom. That was funny.
Yeah.
Apples. It said Big
Okay.
Bird, Buddy, K, and then Bird. I would never have known.
What?
Yeah, it
Oh,
says-
bird? Yeah, I know.
Big Bird, Buddy, KMA, and then Bird. Crap. Yeah. I'm just gonna
What?
I'm just gonna
What?
cut that out.
What? No, no,
Bring
you don't
bring up
cut
full
that.
screen back to me. This is just a night for us all, huh?
Especially you.
Man, I'm
All right, go ahead.
off. All right.